Hello everyone. So today I want to read this article from Mr. Yoki, and let's start it. The paradox of technological efficiency in modern society. In contemporary discourse, technological advancement is frequently equated with efficiency, productivity, and progress. Digital tools promise to reduce human effort, accelerate communication, and optimize decision making across sectors. However, despite unprecedented technological capacity, modern societies often experience insufficient workload, cognitive overload, and diminishing well-being. This paradox raises critical questions about whether technological efficiency genuinely liberates individual or subtly restructures labor in ways that amplify pressure and dependency. Historically, technological innovation emerged as a response to human diminution, from the machinations of agriculture to the automation of manufacturing tools were designed to reduce physical labor and increase output. In theory, such deployment should have resulted in greater leisure time and improved quality of life. Yet empirical evidence suggests that efficiency gains frequently lead to higher expectations rather than reduced demands. As tasks become easier to perform, institutions often respond by increasing volume, speed, or complexity, thereby neutralizing an instead benefit of efficiency. In digital age, the phenomenon is particularly visible in professional environments. Email, instant messaging, and collaborative platforms have eliminated spatial and temporal barriers to communication. While these tools enable rapid coordination, they also blur the boundaries between work and personal life. Employees are increasingly expected to remain accessible beyond traditional work hours, leading to chronic stress and intentional fragmentation. Efficiency in this context become a mechanism for extending labor rather than minimizing it. Moreover, technological efficiency reshape cognitive process, algorithmic system filter information, recommend decision, and automate the judgment. Although this reduces the burden and routine tasks, it may also erode critical thinking and autonomy. When individuals rely exclusively on automated systems, they risk losing the capacity of evaluate information independently. The conventions of efficiency thus conceal a potential decline in human agency and reflective reasoning. The paradox of further complicated by economic injustice. In competitive market, organizations that fail to adopt efficiency in changing technologies risk obsolescence. Consequently, efficiency becomes a normative standard rather than strategy choice. This compulsion fosters a cycle in which technology adoption accelerates, regardless of the social or physiological, psychological consequence. Individuals must adapt continuously, often without adequate institutional support or ethical consideration. Addressing this paradox requires a redefinition of efficiency efficiency itself, rather than measuring success solely in terms of speed or output. Societies must consider sustainability, human well-being, and cognitive integrity. Technological tools should be evaluated not only by what they enable us to do faster, but also by how they shape our value, behavior, and relationship. Without self-reflection, efficiency may remain an illusion that promises liberation while delivering constraint. Cultural memory and construction of collective identity. Cultural memory play a fundamental role in shaping collective identity, functioning a shared resonance, a narrative, symbolic, and interpretation of the past. Unlike individual memory, which is rooted in the personal experience, cultural memory is social constructed and transmitted across generations through language, ritual, education, and media. It provides communication with a sense of continuity, legitimacy, and belonging, while simultaneously influencing how societies understand themselves in the present. At its core, cultural memory is selective. Societies do not remember the past in its entirety, rather they emphasize certain events while marginalizing or forgetting others. This process of selection is rarely natural. Political interest, power relation, and ideological frameworks often determine which historical are perfected and which are silenced. As a result, cultural memory can serve both as tool, tools, and mechanisms of exclusion, reinforcing dominant narrative while suppressing alternative voice. National identities offer a clear illustration of the dynamic. Foundation myth, heroic figure, and commemorative practice are commonly institutionalized through monument, national holiday, and school curricula. These representations foster unity and shared pride, yet they may oversimplify complex historical realities. By presenting the past as the coherent and morally unambiguous narrative, cultural memory can obscure internal conflict, injustice, and contradiction that are essential to a more honest understanding of history. In the context of globalization, cultural memory faces new challenges. Increased mobility, digital communication, and traditional media flow expose societies to multiple and often competing historical narratives. Migrant community, for example, may maintain memories that differ from dominant national historical, creating layered identity that resigns singular definition. This plurality can enrich cultural dialogue, but it can also provoke decision when established narrative are acquisition and destabilized. Digital technology has further transformation the production in circulation of cultural memory. Social media platforms, online archive, and virtual museum democratic access to historical material and enable greater participation in memory making. However, they also accelerate the spread of missing information and fragment collective attention. The abundance of digital memory does doesn't guard depth or accuracy. Instead, it often favors immediacy and emotional resonance over critical reflection. Understanding cultural memory as an active and constant process is crucial for navigating contemporary identity debates rather than treating memory as a fixed inheritage. Societies must recognize their responsibility in shaping how the past is interpreted and transmitted. Inclusive and critical engagement with not cultural memory and foster dialogue promoted historical accountability and support more pluralistic form of collective identity in an increasingly interconnected world. Climate anxiety and the psychology of environmental awareness. As scientific evidence of climate change become increasingly conclusive, public awareness and environmental risk has intensified. Alongside this awareness, a growing chronic fear, distress, distress and helplessness associates with the perceived inevitability of environmental degradation, while not classified as a clinical disorder, it represents a significant emotional response to global ecological uncertainty. Climate anxiety is particularly prevalent among younger generations who are comfortable with projection of long-term environmental decline. Unlike intermediate threats, climate change unfolds gradually, making it difficult to conceptualize and emotionally process. This temporal ambiguity often produces a sense of powerlessness, and individual struggles to reconcile person action with the scale of the problem, deciding reducing composition and adopting sustainable lifestyle may feel significant when contrasted with industrial emission and system inaction. Psychological climate anxiety reflects a tension between knowledge and agency. Accurate access to scientific information enhances understanding of environmental risk, yet it does not rationally provide clear pathways of meaningful intervention. This imbalance can lead to emotional paralysis characterized by avoidance, denial, and disengagement. In some cases, individuals cope by distancing themselves from environmental discourse altogether, despite acknowledging its importance. However, climate anxiety is not inherently detrimental when accompanied by social support and cognitive outlets. It can motivate civic engagement and collective action. Research in environmental physiology suggests that emotions such as concern and fear can catalyze pro-environmental behavior if individuals perceive their action as socially support and politically relevant. Thus, the psychological impact of climate awareness depends largely on contextual factors than information alone. Educational institutions play a critical role in shaping this context. Environmental education that's a shaping system solution, collective responsibility and political participation can transform anxiety into empowerment. By farming climate change as a shared challenge rather than an individual burden, educator and can mitigate feeling of isolation and despair. Moreover, integrating emotional legacy into climate education help individuals recognize and manage their response for efficiently, efficiently, effectively. You need, you need ultimately climate anxiety reflect a rational reaction to an unpredictable global crisis rather than dismissing it is irrational fear. Society must address an underlying cause through transparent communication, inclusive policymaking, and meaningful opportunities for participation. By at acknowledging and the psychological psychological dimension of environmental awareness, it's become possible to foster resilience and sustain long-term engagement with climate action. Okay, maybe that's all from me. Bye.